What's up, guys? It's Lefty here. We're talking NBA Finals, heading back to Boston for Game 5, and I got two bets I'm going to pass along here in this video. I'll explain why I like them. Now, remember, anyone can give out picks, but ask them to explain why they like a pick. That's when they might expose themselves. But I get it. Time is money. If you don't want to hear my Game 5 breakdown or reasoning behind my bets, fast forward to the end. I'll recap my plays I have locked in as of now. But before we get into Game 5, let's take a quick look back. I gave out two bets in Game 4 video. We split. Definitely wasn't expecting P.J. Washington to log only 14 minutes after averaging 38 minutes per game in the playoffs. But this series has been weird for me with player props in general. It's literally been the definition of feast or famine. Game 1, I swept. Game 2, I got swept. Game 3, I cleaned up over 8 units in profit. Game 4, reverse sweep. So if the pattern holds here, Game 5 means I should sweep. We'll see how that goes. Now, let's start out by seeing what the betting market is doing here for Game 5. No surprise, betting public is back on Dallas. The NBA playoffs is all about recency bias. After watching the Celtics basically dominate for the first 3 games of the series, we saw Boston get a ton of betting support in Game 4. Now with Dallas coming off a blowout win, the betting support is back on Dallas, with roughly 60% of bets being reported on Dallas on the point spread. And depending on the sports books, Dallas is getting either 60% of the money or 80% of the money. This is as of Sunday night. The day of the game is when we should see the majority of the action. Historically, this situation does favor Boston to close out the series. Good teams off a blowout loss tend to bounce back in general, but especially in the NBA playoffs. In the last 20 years, there's only been 6 times a team has lost by 24 points or more in the NBA Finals. In the next game, the team off that blowout loss is 6-0 against the spread. It's worth mentioning none of those teams were favorites of more than 2 points, though. So also, playoff teams at home with a 3-1 series lead, 20-6 straight up. So historically, teams in the same spot as Boston do close out the finals here, but that doesn't mean they'll cover the all-important point spread. Game 5 home teams with a 3-1 series lead, just 11-14-1 against the spread. Now, I do think Boston closes this series out, but I'm not sure I can bet them laying -6.5. Even though Dallas has only won one game in this series, they're actually +6 in point differential for the series. I want to maybe try and tie up Boston money line in a parlay with maybe like a player prop or something, but haven't done it yet. But I do like the over in this game. I bet the under in Game 4, got the win. All 4 games of the series have now gone under, so it makes sense that for Game 5, we see the lowest total of the series at 209.5. If we take a look back at the first 2 games of the series, Game 1 was a blowout, so it's tough to take anything real away from blowouts, but we do know the total opened 213, and by game time, the total was steamed up to 217.5. Game 2 total opened 214 and closed 215, 215.5. So sharp money was on the over in both games in Boston. Both games obviously stayed under, but that had more to do with the poor shooting and not the pace of play. I bet over 209.5, and really the overs in this series have been killed by low-scoring second quarters. The first quarter pace has been the highest, but it just slows down drastically in the second quarter. If we can get even just a 50-point second quarter, I think we finally see the first over of the NBA Finals here in Game 5. Next bet I have here seems like an obvious one. I'm not overthinking it. Kyrie is averaging just 15 points in his last 5 games in Boston. And I'm not even really buying into it being a mental thing as much as a lot of people are. It just comes down to the defensive intensity Boston plays with at home. And Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla has made it clear that limiting Luka or Kyrie is a priority. Can't have them both going off. And Boston has more capable defenders built to limit Kyrie than Luka. So I'm going to go under Kyrie Irving 23.5 points here. So to recap, I have 2 bets locked in as of now. Over 209.5 for the full game. Under Kyrie, 23.5 points. I'm recording this video on Sunday, still almost 30 hours away from tip-off, so I'll very likely be adding more bets, and those bets will get posted in the Betting Network Discord. Betting sports is time sensitive, so when I make a bet, I immediately post it in the Discord. Can't make videos for all the bets I make. We're doing really well in baseball so far this season, up 24 units. To join the Betting Network Discord, the invite link is in the description below this video. You can join for free, but you'll have limited access. It costs $50 for 90 days for pro member access, which gives you full access to not just the bets I make, but bets from my network of professional bettors. I call them source plays. Plus, there's a ton of educational stuff in there, over 100 different betting lessons on various topics. And don't even take my word for it. You can join for free and just ask some of the members that have been in there for a while how much they've learned. Get some really sharp guys in there that have been in there 3, 4, 5 years already. But that's all I got for this one. Until next time, good luck with your bets. And as always, may all the refs' calls and all the loose balls go your way.